On live strictly on YouTube. We are live. Um, let me try to few things are coming. Welcome everybody to another Saturday class where we'll be teaching you different things how to, set your business up for success. Today we're going to be talking about appropriate situational responses. You're going to get this a lot in your business where you don't know what to say to a prospect. You don't know what to tell a customer. They may be angry at you. You got a lot of figuring out to do. This information not only applies to real estate, this applies to any type of business where you may be struggling with dealing with clientele. So, what I want you to do is grab a piece of paper and take some great notes. Like I said, we come at you every 2 weeks with a free training just so you can grow your skills. Today's class is sponsored by Prospect Vote, the number one tool to generate leads. If you are looking to build websites, you're looking to run SMS campaigns, you're looking for email follow-up and email sequence, and a bunch of automations in your business to prospect really thoroughly, this is definitely a great tool. It doesn't matter if you're in real estate, if you are selling insurance, if you're on a beauty salon, it applies to everything. And most importantly, you can build unlimited websites. You can have unlimited funnels. You can host your course on here. You can save all your stuff on here. It's an amazing tool. I use it in all of my businesses, and I would love for you to use it in one of your businesses. So, without further ado, I have Apple here. Should be helping me. Maybe she has some announcements she want to give you guys. Leading to the Thanksgiving holiday. But other than that, Apple, introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are, and how can you help them.
Yes, I'm here to help you out regarding our Saturday class and also to invite everybody to our Black Saturday sale. We have lots of discounted and surprise bonuses for our products. We will be having our acquisition apprenticeship real estate program where we do live training for all newbies and also experienced real estate investor and how to do wholesaling and how to do it properly and close deal fast.
Exactly. So, let's get started. So, what is Saturday School? Like I told you, it's basically something that we do. We usually do this for our clientele, but we want to open it up to the public where people can come get information and take this information and apply it immediately in a business. So you need to learn how to understand how to respond to a situational question. It's the important aspect of developing your critical thinking skills and decision making skills. So this is something that we teach our VAs internally. Actually, we stopped calling them VAs, right? They call remote employees now. So, that's going to be taking effect Monday, and that's a whole nother announcement by itself. So in this session, guys, we're going to be able to discuss how to determine the importance of situational responses. And let me tell you what I can promise you about it in this training. You're going to understand what a situational response is. You're going to learn how to respond appropriately to your client's concerns and emotions, and you're going to provide a sealed resolution to address your client's future needs. So let's get into it. What is situational responses? This may be your first time hearing this definition, but the definition is a decision that needs to be made in light of a specific factor in a particular situation. So, guys, in other words, it is used to assess different factors when making a response to a particular situation. What makes a situational response unique is that it is usually not black and white, guys. It's a tricky decision with no obvious right or wrong answer, but some factors are more crucial than others for consideration. So, let me tell you right now, while no companies is immune to a difficulty client service situation, the fact is that you can take steps ahead of time to help negate the problems. So know how to respond to potential situations that will most likely arise at some point will give you the knowledge that you need to handle challenging situations. And also be equipped with the confidence to know that you can navigate even through the most difficult situations that can arise for you. So let's get into some techniques, guys. The following techniques is basically going to help you respond accordingly in a way that is professional and conducive to a resolution. So ask yourself, how do I respond appropriately to a client's concerns and emotions? We call this the herd technique, right? The main goal of this technique is to de escalate interactions with frustrated clients and help turn things around. So, the H stands for hear, the E stands for empathize, the A stands for apologize, the R stands for resolve, and the D stands for diagnosis. Now, let's break this down real quick. So, in here, hear the client's complaint and don't interrupt them. Let them tell you in the full why they're angry. Let them express their frustrations to you, all that good stuff. Empathize. This is something that we all struggle with. You need to show a little empathy, and a little empathy can go a long way. And then apologize. A sincere apology can help your client feel heard and understood. And most importantly, resolve. Finding a solution to help resolve the issues with the clients is really important, guys. Don't hesitate to ask them, what can we do to make this right? Diagnose. Figure out what caused the issue to arise and find a solution to prevent it from happening again. So you should always take information and things and situations your companies and create solutions. So in my company, we do a lot of this. Like, hey, in order for this to not happen again, we're going to do this. In order for this not to arise again, we're going to do this. We're going to fix this. We're going to work on this. So it's like another ending problem solving scheme. You got to have strong people working with you in order to overcome these problems. So, problem, solution, benefit. This technique is straightforward, guys. Often used in most client service industries. So, we learned a lot of this stuff from the hotel business where, there's a problem, here's the solution, and here's the benefit. So, talk about the problem, right? For real estate, I have no place to go once I sell. The solution, well, we'll help you find a place before closing. What if we can disperse 50% of your proceeds at the close of escrow and give you 2 weeks to move out? Would that work for you? Then the benefit. And that way, you'll have everything lined up and ready to go on closing day. Very simple, very powerful. It can also be adapted to opportunity, solution, and benefit. So, feel, felt, found technique. Whenever a client comes in with doubt, you are supposed to empathize their way into a sale. So, feel. Empathize how the client feels in that moment and let them know that you understand. Felt. Explain that you too once felt that way in the past. So, you want to make sure that you find some legitimately commonality. Hey, man, I understand. I felt like that before. Like, you want to explain to them and understand that you understand what they're going through. And found. Tell the client how you found that your concern was incorrect. And so, hey man, I've been through that before, man. And honestly, I found out that that wasn't really the case. That wasn't really what what was really going on with me. And explain the details. So here's how it works. After present your offer, your prospects objects. You know, that's here's what the prospect's going to usually tell you guys. That's way lower than what I had in mind. You can respond something like this, Mr. Smith. I understand how you feel. I certainly felt that way before when trying to negotiate a deal. But what I found is that sometimes it's about more than the price, and there are other types of value that make the deal make sense. This is one of my favorite techniques. You and me against the world, right? The you and me word track is about positioning. And face-to-face sales, you never want to try to sell across the table from a client because it feels confrontational. You versus them, whenever possible, you want to make them move to the same side of the table with you to get basically knee to knee with them. The same, the same is true on the phones. Get to the same side of the table as soon as possible. You and me against the world can help you do that. And I give you an example, guys. So like most of the times, when I'm on the phone, I did this yesterday. I said, hey, listen, I'm just trying to get you the best offer possible. But in order for me to get you this best offer, I'm going to need about 5 to 10 more minutes so I can get some more details to justify this offer I'm giving you. That's how you make sure that you put yourself on the same side of the table as them, and they feel comfortable and confident that you're going to make something work on their behalf. So, in more details, Mr. Smith, you shared with me that you want to sell this house and that you're looking to get rid of all of this yard work. You want a condo in Florida. Well, you want to sell a house, and I want to buy one. The only thing standing in between us is the market. I'm gonna be honest here, Mr. Smith. I have a pretty clear criteria that we follow when making offers. It's all based on the market. Let's hope the market cooperate with us so I can get you into that condo on the beach. Let's put our heads together to make this work. The one thing, right? The one thing is a funnel that will help you get to the ultimate issue that has been keeping your clients from doing a deal with you. Use this once you have followed up a couple of conversations and the client is indicating that he's genuinely interested but has reservations. He understands your value proposition of speed over maximum price. So here's how it works, right? Mr. Smith, what is the one thing, just the one thing that you would say is preventing you from selling us your property? They gonna say, I don't want to pay any lawyers. Then you might say, hey, listen, if we can assure you that you won't be responsible for paying any closing costs whatsoever, would you be willing to move forward with me? How do I provide an aligned resolution to your clients? Providing a solution often seems straightforward, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's complicated. Approaching issues in a sympathetic way simplifies the process. So ask the right question, guys. I tell people this all the time, even on the phone, even if you're paying for coaching and masterminds. The reason why coaching and masterminds don't work because you're not asking the right questions. You're not studying the one thing that you're trying to conquer and learn enough that you're not asking the right questions. If you're not asking the right questions, no matter who's your teacher or who you're working with, it's not going to work in your favor. So the key to basically asking the right questions is to figure out what is the problem all about. Is there an underlying issue causing the problem? What is the real reason that the problem occurred? These questions can help pinpoint the real problem. It's not always about what your client thinks. Acknowledging their pain also helps in a way too. Find out what your clients need, right? This is important. Try to understand how clients see the issues involved and try to get a solid understanding of his or her needs. If appropriate, ask your client what they're done to resolve the issue. Clearly define the root of the problem, right? Understanding how an issue affects a client is crucial. Having identified the problem in the previous steps, you need to understand what caused the problem. By identifying the cause of the problem, you will have a better idea of how to solve it. Also, you'll know how to avoid similar problems in the near future. So, produce possible solutions. Knowing the problem, you may now start to brainstorm solutions. What can you do to prevent the problem from happening again? How would the solution be implemented? What are the risks implemented by the solutions? Uh, Try to generate a list of potential solutions, evaluate each one, then pick the most appropriate one for your clients. So, if you are in customer service, um, you're going to always have problematic clients. That's just the name of the game, right? You can't escape that. If you in a brick and mortar, you're going to have problematic clients. People going to come in and throw a receipt in your face, tell you, I don't want this product. You got to figure out a solution for them. If you're in real estate and you're talking to a prospect on the phone and they don't want to move forward with you, you have to figure out what their problems is, right? The last person that talked to them problems carry on to you. Hey man, I'm tired of you scammers calling me. Hey man, I'm sick and tired of people calling my house about selling my property. I never want to say I want to sell my property, blah blah blah. So you guys gotta understand how to deal with that stuff and correlate and understand that sometimes other people's problems can actually be your problems because of the similarities of the way you're contacting your prospect. But I'm gonna tell you right now, a solution is not enough. Execution is the key, right? Review and evaluate the impact of the corrective actions and make improvements as necessary, right? The new process within the existing business process ensure that the impact of the improvement is monitored and sustained. So, example, I tell my team one thing, they say sure, and then 2 weeks later they do the whole opposite thing. Now, it's not their fault that they're running around doing what they want to do. It's my fault because I am not monitoring the quality of the improvements that we set forward. So, example, if you tell your VA you don't like the way they're calling and didn't give them some type of review and evaluation and some type of solution and making sure that they execute on the solution, well, you, my friend, is the problem in itself. So sometimes you got to look at the situation and figure out exactly how you're going to make this a consistent thing. And if this is not a consistent thing, you're going to have a bunch of people in your business that's going to be sinking your business to the ground. And this is in any industry, any business. Any business can be blindsided by not executing on solutions. And this is something that I'm personally working on too myself as a business owner. We struggle with these things, right? It ain't all peaches and cream. And as you build and you get better, you'll understand this stuff. So, plan the solutions implementation, right? Some solutions are easy to execute, others are harder. For the harder solutions, think about how you will execute and implement them. Don't forget to double check the benefits of the solutions that you provide. Then you want to discuss the solution with your client, right? Having nailed down solution details, discuss it with the client. Walk through with him or her step by step and ask necessary questions. Be ready to adjust the plan. Just because you present a plan to your prospect, that don't mean they're going to take it 100% as you produce it to them. Sometimes there may be altercations and alterations in certain agreements that you might have to adjust to your plan. So be prepared for that and always have an open ended mind, right? Don't think that everything has to be your way. So after your clients approve the solution, it's time to execute it. Follow up with the certified process of the solution where you can stand with the budget. Rework your plan if necessary. So the most important thing, guys, if you don't learn anything from today's training, is keeping clients satisfied and happy. It's the secret to boosting clients' loyalty, increasing profitability, differentiating yourself from your competitors. Doing those things can take your company to the next level. So you may be in multi-level marketing. You may have an online sales business where you're selling like goods that ship to people's houses. You may be selling a service. For us, we have a outsourcing agency. I take that really serious. I like that business, right? Certain businesses I don't like, shut them down. If that's not serving you, then don't do it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to put everybody through misery, your employees, your customers, and no one's going to be happy. So you got to understand situational awareness if you really want to get to the next level. Let's move into some Q&A, guys. Like I said, I make these trainings really simple, straight to the point, and be able to provide you with some good quality content that you can rewatch. We leave these videos up on our YouTube just so you can rewatch it. Like I said, if you in sales, if you have a business where you need websites or you need to do marketing, direct marketing, if you're running ads, right? Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Google ads. If you need customer support, where we have the chat widgets you can embed into your websites and it goes straight into a prospect vault. We have all of that stuff for you guys. Go over to prospectvault.io, sign up, $149 a month, cheaper than a dinner for two at Root Chris Steakhouse, and you literally can turn your business around. One of the examples we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting I think 80% of what I got going is already on Prospect Vote. But anything I want to do, we're going to put on Prospect Vote and use it as a case study to show you that this software is definitely effective. Apple, you can go ahead and take it on away.
Okay, so for now, we don't have any questions that I have on the YouTube chat, but some of the VAs that I have talking to and doing some live calls, that their main concern is that how would they be able to have a commonality when they're talking to people like from the US, they're from the Philippines, and
Right.
now they're talking to, how would they build that commonality so that they will not just stick to the script?
That's a great question. You have to allow your personality to come out on the phone. If you say what I did yesterday, I figure out what type of prospect it was. She was a married lady. She was big
Yeah.
on her family, and I matched that energy. I'm a married man. I talked about my children too, and made some commonality there. Right now, from the Philippine standpoint, that's a lot to ask for at the beginning. So I always set the expectation with people. It takes about 6 months for an employee to fully develop in their role. I don't care if they're VA or regular employees. That's just the facts. So when I see people come into this business and I see them expecting for a crazy change and progress in a week or two, I'm laughing like, yo, like you got a lot to learn. You have to develop people, right? When a record label signs an artist, when a record label signs an artist, sometimes that artist don't even get put out for the first year or two because they in artist development. They're going through their vocal coach. They're practicing their stage presence. They're doing all this stuff so they can get ready for the big stage, which is execution, right? And
Mhm.
that's what you got to do. So to answer your question about the VAs, you have to indulge in American culture. Get on Instagram, get on TikTok, follow a lot of the popular stuff that's going on. Like I tell all the VAs, before you log into your shift, you need to have Google alerts in your area, in your market. You need to go to Google and say news for College Park, Maryland. That's what you call them. News for Charlotte, North Carolina, right? Weather, all of that stuff. What's going on? Find commonality. Watch some of the television shows. Indulge in this. If this is what you're going to do to make your money, then you need to be a part of what we got going on. Simple as that. If I was there in the Philippines right now and I had to go over there and make money in the Philippines, I'm going to indulge in you guys' culture to the point that I understand it and I'm speaking to people I get what they're saying, right? So culture braids is always going to be something. I think that's something should teach. We should come up with a culture braid training to teach you how to break through different cultures and what people look for and all of that. But the second thing is a lot of VAs got to work on, and not even VAs, everybody. If you're going to work the phones, if you're trying to get paid from calling people, you got to understand empathy and when to speak and when not to speak. That's important.
That's correct. And the energy level with the one that you said that you matched the energy level when you were
Mhm.
in a call yesterday, and that was amazing because most of the people that do cold calling are just like following the script, and they can't have that energy or tonality match their prospect. So that was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the secret to it is right. Once I understood what my script was 2 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, I then took that script and then put it into my head to make it fit my personality. See, like you're saying, everybody's reading word for word off a script, and
Yeah.
it's coming off the people that you're not here to serve them. You're here to just take care of this transaction. And no one wants to feel like a transaction in any situation. So my encouragement to anybody out there that's watching this, whether it's live right now or you're watching a replay, is you got to understand how to deal with people and how to pick up on their personality. So, example, I listen to calls and I cringe. I listen to calls of American people and VAs. It's the same thing. They're not taking the basic stuff we're teaching and applying it in real time because everything is more important than this. From the VA perspective, this is the job. I got to, get off and take care of my family. From the client, hey, this is what I paid the VA for. Why do I have to participate? So it's a dysfunction there that's really hurting everybody in this transaction. So one of the things I can encourage people is to listen, pay attention, pick up on things. If a person said, "Yeah, man, my husband lived in the house for 23 years, and he died last week of cancer," and you say, "Okay, well, how many bedrooms are baths?" If something don't click in your head, to slow down and say, "Oh my God," and reconcile with them and help them get to that point of the conversation that it's okay to continue talking to me. Or you know what, man, this seems like it's a bit too much. I know if I would have lost my wife and someone's calling me about selling their house to me, I wouldn't want to speak to them. Let me ask you, is this something worth continuing, or can we just reconnect sometime in a couple of weeks once you get yourself together?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about that. That's called playing the long game. When you do that and you strategize that way, anybody who call a house after that, they're not going to want to hear it. When you finally call back, they're going to say, "Yo, you you felt my pain. You understood me. You gave me time to think about everything I need to think about. You didn't rush the transaction. You called me at my most vulnerable time in my life, and you cared." And once people see that you care, they want to give you anything. Even if you can't make a deal from that, what is my rule? listen, I'm sorry to ask you this, but let me ask you why I got you on the phone. Do you happen to know anybody else that may be interested in selling a property, or do you have another property that you may be looking to get off your plate right now? And when you
Yeah.
push for that referral, you're going to get better results. That's the VAs too. Cold callers, acquisition people, everybody should always be pushing for a referral. Disposition people, everybody.
Mm. That's correct. That's correct. And the listening to what the person is telling you and connecting with that is is an indication that you are present at the moment, not just on reading your script, but present at the moment.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And that's all that matters. Any more questions or concerns you've been getting?
Yes, one last question. For on the side of the client, how long would it take for a VA to be on that level?
There's no guarantee. It's all about passion. How much do you love this, right? Do
Hmm.
you see yourself? So from a client perspective, I have to be selling people every day on why you should work for me, right? And, even in my business, I gotta not persuade, but show people and encourage them that this is the place you should be, even if you feel like you're struggling with me. We're gonna eventually pick it up and get around the corner. So you got to learn how to sell people on your dreams and what you want. And if you're not good at that, then a lot of people they're not going to want to be around you. That's in your personal life, your business life. It don't matter. You got to get good at selling people on what you want. And once you do that, you be good to go. Now, when it comes to the VA, you got to be hands on. You can't be the person that only call them when it's time to pay them, or only call them when you mad about something and you have an issue. You got to be there for the good and the bad, and you got to develop with them and let them know that hey, this is a place for growth. And mistakes are okay as long as it's not a behavior or practice that you're consistently doing and you're not willing to cooperate and change it. Mistakes are perfectly fine. It's the part of the mistakes when you consistently do it to the point that now it becomes a habit.
Got it. Okay, that's all the questions that I have here.
Great. So listen, guys. If you want any of this stuff, if you're starting a real estate business or if you have a different business, reach out to us 202-335-3322. Currently, we're about to be, well, we I think we are running our Black Friday sale all the way to
Yes,
now
we
to,
are.
to the end of the month. If you ever wanted something from me and you was just waiting for a sale, now is your time to step up and get what you need. If you want to know how to wholesale, virtual wholesale A to Z, normally 499 is on sale for 199. If you want AARP, I don't know the pricing on it, but I know it's on a discount. Sign up. We have an upcoming class this Monday. We teach you everything we know, right?
We're batch 18 already.
Oh, batch 18, great. We teach everything we know, and honestly, guys, when people come into the class, they be amazed at how we just get through it so fast. And they're like, okay, where's everything else at? Everything is there. When you simplify things to the simplest form, that's when you get the best results. I can load you up with books and books of stuff and all of this stuff, but that's just going to make you feel like you're doing something when you're really not. Get your script, get your framework, and execute. That's it. That's what we teach. And once you understand that, guys, I guarantee you'll start doing deals on the phone.
Yes.
But it's been an amazing Saturday morning with you guys. Got a lot going on today. Talk to you soon. If you need somebody to help you in your business, don't hesitate to reach out. But sign up for Prospect Vote as soon as possible. Uh, as we grow that business and improve it, got a lot of stuff we're going to do with Prospect Vote. So appreciate everybody who signed up early in the process. But in the next 6 months, this is going to be a great product for everybody, not just real estate people, all niches.
Okay, great. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Talk to you soon. Hold on.